This is Sarah Brett, who's where are you with love and friendship at this moment?
I got the friendship thing down.
You do?
I got the love for others down.
Wow!
The self-love I gotta work on.
Well, we have an hour. We're gonna get there, maybe. That's the hardest. I'm your host, Michael Coran, who loves to be reminded of loving. So we're going to be discussing nonviolent communication for this hour. It's a show after this one by Marshall Rosenberg. And the heart, Sarah's going to tell us, the heart of good communication, according to Marshall Rosenberg, is
Connecting. Tell me one more time.
heart to heart.
Heart to heart.
And so one way of doing this, and you can join us at home, so hopefully this will be a transformative show for all of us, is if you can tell us, Sarah, we went through it in rehearsal, see how well, if you want to try.
We are going to start right now with our hands on our heart, and we are going to feel love. And if you don't feel love right away, keep your hands on your heart and just sit and be patient.
And it might be helpful, this heart of ours, each beat is really loving our body. It's nourishing our body. It's keeping us going. It's faithful.
Mm-hmm.
So it might help in feeling our love to just feel the heartbeats, how much they're giving to us. And when we can feel the self-love, we can let the audience and each other know. Just raising our palm. Wow. Oh, I'm touched. Hope you are. We hope you are. Now, and then the next step is, Sarah Brett.
Connecting both of our hearts.
Yes, feel the, wow, feel, we could help, sometimes it helps with hands. Wow.
And when we remove our hands,
Then we have it? Oh.
do we still feel the connection?
Oh, yes. I do, which is new. And I love you, but I've never stayed with it. It was a thought. This is, wow, it feels very nice. Oh, and yourself?
Very nice. I can feel it.
Okay, so now that we're connecting heart to heart, I'm going to play act a challenging interaction that Sarah had at a nonviolent communication workshop. And I am Ricardo. And Sarah's going to tell us what we'll relive it now, what's going on.
Ricardo asked to be my empathy buddy.
Which is me, yes.
And what that means is he tells what's going on with him, and I tell him what's going on with me. And he was currently separated from his wife, having problems because his need is sexual expression. And he made it clear he needs lots of sexual expression with lots of different people. I listened to that, and then he added that for me to meet a partner, it would be very difficult after a few years for that partner to want to stay faithful sexually.
I see, and so that wasn't just, he wasn't just talking about himself. He was talking about himself, but he put it, he said, I guess that's true for him.
It's true for him, and he was saying to
It's
me,
going to be true for you too.
that I needed to be more open
Yes, to that.
if I wanted to find a partner, a lifelong partnership. I needed to accept
That's what made
this is what the man out there wants
Wow.
after a few years.
And so this is good. The first step after the second step, the first step is loving connection.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we can go back to it when we feel like because I'm Ricardo.
Mm-hmm.
And I just tell this to you, and you've observed very well. You haven't judged him at all, or me at all. So the first step in nonviolent communication is just to observe without evaluating, and you did this time.
Just this time.
This is the one time, Ricardo.
One time.
Now, no, but it's very helpful to have conversations if people can just agree on what is happening and don't feel judged too quickly, at least. And then you have your own response to this. And so even though you're loving yourself and feeling the love between us, and you've observed without evaluating, and now we part, because you're going to work on how this interaction is for you. And step one in this part is Jacqueline. Get out your feelings. And so you can do it now. I wouldn't be here. You might be calling me as a friend or alone.
I will not be calling Ricardo to jackal it out.
Right.
My pattern in the past would be to tell the person off.
Yes.
And that's why I took the course, because I'm trying to change my patterns.
Wow.
To jackal out my anger.
You can do that now if you want, if you're comfortable.
I'm going to do that tapping exercise. Right now I feel the anger in the pit of my stomach. So I'm going to do that tapping where I feel the anger.
And you can express it, not just talk about it if you want to. You can roar. You can... Yes, let's try it again.
I'll do the stare.
Okay. And I mean, this really hurts you, so you can get more tears and anger. Mm-hmm. In one form of helping people communicate known as co-counseling or reevaluation counseling. They really want us to discharge all of our feelings and get them out. What's scary?
It is scary when you're dealing with anger.
Yes. But if you want to, you can give us a hint, but so not to talk about it, but really to feel it.
I feel it. It's like...
You're still describing it, though. It's like... No. Oh, yeah, but let's see if you can let it out, Sherry, but if you want to.
Okay.
Oh, you did it quietly. But
I'm doing it quietly. I'm a little shy on TV.
Yes, I understand.
It's, I got a lot out already.
You got, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But very important for NVC.
Mm-hmm.
And Marshall says he enjoys watching his anger in his mind. Just seeing, so that's very important, not to, which I do. I would like to remember this, not to bypass the feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And in reevaluation counseling or co-counseling, when you shake, when you cough, when you cry, when you laugh, then you're allowing your body to really let it out, which understandably you're not comfortable here, but that would be an option. That would be an empathy buddy that you could just really cry and scream and weep and shake, cough, laugh,
That's a nice empathy buddy.
sneeze. Those are some of them. Involuntary things like sneezing, laughing, crying. So the tears come. It just clears you. So you've done a little of that now because we're just learning it. Now the next step, so let's review the step. Sneezing is one way of getting it out. I have my own feelings about this. So let's review the steps so far.
Number 1, self-love.
Yeah.
Number 2, connection.
Love to love, yes.
Love to love.
Wow. I can feel that. I forget all the time.
Number 3, observe.
Observe without what?
Evaluating.
Yes, and you did that. You have not judged with me, Ricardo.
I'm not judging Ricardo.
And then when you got your anger out, you did
I
it
jackaled
yourself.
out my anger.
Yeah, jackaled out your anger. And the next step is
discussing my...
not discussing so much, discovering what you're feeling.
Okay.
And most people don't have too many words, they don't have a big vocabulary of what they're feeling. You might. And at this moment versus in the past, as we're reliving this, what do you feel?
I feel upset.
Wonderful.
Animated. Fiery. Disgusted.
And you can feel these in your body, yes, as you say them? Or can you?
Yes.
You can feel the disgust.
Nausea.
Oh my, wow, good for you. And you can just be with these feelings if you can, and if they're too much, you can ask them to leave. And now you might want to pick one of the feelings. Which one asks you for attention at this moment?
Nausea.
That's what I thought. And ask the nausea, and yourself both, what you need from either yourself or Ricardo, or anyone else. What do you need in this situation?
I need understanding.
Great. Are you getting it now with us? To be honest, if you're not.
I'm getting it now with you. I would like understanding from Ricardo.
Wow. Wow. Good for you.
And I'm angry. And I feel like it's just a mute point that I need to let go of.
Oh, you're angry because you don't think you could get it from her?
No.
Okay. So those are just two of the feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And the next step is, there's a couple of steps. One is self-compassion for especially thinking you can't get what you need from Ricardo. So can you tell yourself or give yourself the kind of compassion you need? You need something from this man and you can't get it. Can you be kind and loving to Sarah, saying such things as, oh, that must be so hard. I love you, Sarah, and I love your honesty. It must be so hard not to be able to get what you need from Ricardo. Can you give yourself that compassion?
I am doing that right now.
And
it does feel better.
Wow. And one possible next step is a doable request. Is there something you could ask Ricardo to do that would be a beginning step toward getting satisfaction for your needs? And it's a request. If it's okay if he doesn't, which is I think the space you're in now, but you'd love it if he could take this step. What would the doable request of Ricardo be?
For him to sit in my perspective for 5 minutes.
Oh my. Is that clear enough? That's a big... Can you be more specific in that request?
For him to sit in the perspective of someone who has just found out their partner has been unfaithful.
Gee. Well, that's not you though, right?
No, but I want him to think about it.
Oh, but one thing at a time. What
Okay.
would you like?
I want him
to understand you.
Understand.
And there's a way to do that.
Okay.
You could ask him, could you please, as best as you can, witness or tell me what I'm feeling and needing at this moment, right? You could ask that.
Wow. I never thought about it that way, of doing it that way.
Yes.
So I say, I have a request.
Yes.
Can I make a doable request? Or how do I...
You could just say, I have a request. Or would you, even better than that, I've discovered, would you consider, would you consider witnessing me or letting me know that you understand how I feel and what I need?
I need to write that down. That's good.
Well, we might do it again the next show.
Would you consider... Repeat that one more time. That's good.
Witnessing me or letting me know you understand what I'm feeling and what I need. And that might be too many for him. Maybe we just start with feeling, right? Would you consider letting me know that you understand what I'm feeling? You don't have to agree, but just to understand. It would really mean a lot to me if you could just say back to me with as much heart as you can what I'm feeling. You want to ask for that?
Yes. Ricardo, would you consider understanding what I'm feeling? You don't have to agree with it.
Right, now that might be too hard for him because that's not quite that's a step toward it. But would you consider understanding would you consider letting me know that you understand what I'm feeling by telling me with as much heart as you can? That might be too long, but by telling me or witnessing and telling me what you hear me saying. That's too long. So that's my challenge. Let's see how. I'll try again. Ricardo, would you consider telling me? No, would you consider listening to what I'm feeling and telling me back what I'm feeling so I know you understand me.
That's beautiful.
Yes. Want to try it again?
That is beautiful. Ricardo, would you consider listening to how I feel and repeating back to me how you understand how I feel? Repeating back
To
to
me,
me how you understand
I think that's too hard. Just repeating back to me what I'm feeling.
what I'm feeling.
Right. So that's really, we're doing great. Those requests need to be very doable
Yes.
and simple. Okay, we still have time. Let's try that. I do. Thank you for asking, Sarah.
Ricardo, when you said I would have
But you see, you're starting with him. I'm feeling.
I'm feeling hurt, disgusted, nauseous.
Maybe one at a time, though. Don't overwhelm him.
Okay.
When you I think you were right to begin. When you just told me that I can't expect a faithful partner, this is how I feel. When you told me. And you can say the first feeling I'm having is,
Disgust.
oh, so you feel disgusted when you heard me say
Yes.
my truth. Well, okay, I get that. You can keep going. There might be more feelings you want him to understand.
Anger.
But when you feel angry,
I feel angry
when you heard
when I heard your truth,
when you
Ricardo.
heard my truth, yes, I can understand. Any other feelings?
Nauseous.
Wow, you feel nauseous. Okay. I understand.
And scared.
And you feel scared, I understand. Any others?
That's it.
Well, scared, nauseous, angry. What was the last?
Disgust.
Disgust. Oof. How does that feel that I, Ricardo, understand you?
I feel much better.
Wow. Now, we might have to go over to the next show, but we can start. You can, whenever someone's talking to you, what's really going on, according to Marshall Rosenberg, is their feelings and their needs. So can we begin to guess and maybe ask Ricardo what he was feeling when he said that to you?
Ricardo, what were you feeling when you said that to me? That I would have to be realistic and accept that I would not find a long-term faithful partner.
Wow. Many feelings. Maybe number one, that's how I've discovered my life to be. That even though I married someone, I didn't want to stay faithful to them. I thought I could, but... And here you can now. So that's one of his feelings. And you can let him know you understand that.
I understand.
And really get how disappointing it might be for him. And you might ask him, what else were you feeling? Why were you telling me this?
Why were you telling me this?
And that's a great question. I might have to look.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm interested in you and trying to let you know that I could be with you for a night and you won't count on me for more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like you pretty. I like talking with you. You're intelligent. And you can witness that. You can witness that too to him. So show him that you understand.
I understand.
And say it back if you want.
I understand that you are looking for sexual expression for one night.
Yes, with me.
With me.
And now we can do the other. We only have a minute. Can you give some compassion to Ricardo for these feelings he's having? We haven't got time for his need.
For his truth, I can. Ricardo, I can give you compassion for your truth.
Yes, how hard it is to be married and I have to.
Do you have all these sexual
Needs
expressions?
that he's not getting satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
He's not. I can't get no satisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
So in our last 45 seconds, how do you feel now about your past interaction with Ricardo?
I feel like if I had that conversation with Ricardo and we both had an understanding of each other's perspective, I would feel so much better.
And how do you feel now that you've had it with me?
Much better.
About Ricardo too? And you? Or not?
No.
No, wow.
No.
On that honest note,